Hi everybody, Cindy here with Pathways Homestead, and so yesterday I gave you guys the tour of Tracy's place instead of my typical garden show off, which I have gotten way crazy out of sync here these last few weeks, and I had a lot of technical difficulties and then crazy busy time. But anyway, so we need to get back to the garden show-offs, and I'm going to attempt, I don't know how successful I'm going to be, guys, about getting into my routine of 5 videos a week. And I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm going to give it a go because, I don't know, everything flows better when I do that, and I get things done, and I've gotten way out of my routine, and it's time to either develop a new routine that works better or get back into the old routine. So we're going to give it a go and see what we can do this week and try. You know, it's today. I'm filming this on Monday. You guys are going to see it on Wednesday. And we're just going to give it a go and see what we can do. So I really need to show you guys what the little garden looks like and what the big garden looks like. We have gotten rain again. Let's go out here and look and see how much rain we got last night. Or actually, it was this morning. So it's looking like 1/10 of an inch. So we got 1/10 of an inch. I don't know, guys, that's not much, but every little bit helps. And that brings our total for, you know, last week we got like 1/10 of an inch, and then we got almost 5 inches of rain, and combined those were pretty close to 5 inches. So it brings us to just over 5 inches in a little over a week, in a week and a day. So I think that's good. I think that's a good thing. I need to show you guys what I've gotten done so far this week and give you a update on what we've gotten planted for fall garden. So far I've gotten beans and peas and replanted squash. So we're going to check all those out today, give you an update on my messy, crazy gardens. So here we go. I'm going to turn the camera around and give you guys a view. So here we have our tenderette bush beans for fall, and they are germinating really well and doing really, really good. I still have some Swiss chard. I've been weeding this bed. We still have some carrots going, and I replanted in the middle where the peas were. I planted peas again, but this time instead of the Alaskan snow peas, I planted a regular shell pea, you know, like you would get peas in a can. I need to go down here and look at the bag, and I kind of marked that to see where I was at. So it looks like Langston's Progress number 9P from TriStar. And so those are going to be a large pod, long pod, and a large pea for processing. I need to can some peas, and I will probably can them in 1/4 pints. And as you can see, I have a whole lot to weed down here. I'm only halfway through on this row. I need to get at it. But today I'm not going to have time. So I have a plan. I've got to get editing today, but we are finished with this row. Look at those zinnias, guys. Aren't they gorgeous? I love zinnias. And we have some oats. Our potatoes did not do very well this year in this area. We did get a few potatoes, and we've pretty much eaten them all. Onions did fabulous right here. The purple lady bok choy did fabulous, and those things are all gone. So I'm going to mow this area, scalp it off, and we're going to use the big tiller here and till it in. And I still have some cilantro there. As you can see, it's gone to seed. And so I'm going to harvest the coriander off of that and have my own coriander seed, as well as have seed for next year to replant that cilantro. I will plant cilantro again in October. Cilantro overwintered well, fabulously. We had cilantro all winter. It was super nice, and had it early in the spring. So that's what I will do here. I've got marked on my calendar. My yellow peas, the blister beetles, the gray blister beetles came in and just devoured them. So I'm trying to keep them watered. Of course, we got the rain, that helps, and keep them weeded. They're starting to bush back out. I was tempted to just go ahead and pull them and just replant something else there. But I don't know. I think I'm going to give them a go and see how they do. And then we have kale. And our kale is coming back, but it is weedy. Need to get it weeded, get it done. And right here we have some of the giant kale. Our onions have gone to seed. I've been collecting seed off of them already. And I'm pretty excited about that. I got several here I need to grab the seed out of and get those tops in today. I still have my giant sunflowers here in the middle of the kale. They have not headed out yet, and they're not growing really good. I don't know. It's been hot, dry, and wet. My leeks are still in. They're growing really well and getting big. We've harvested the onions that were here. Harvested all of the lettuce that was in this bed here and the lettuce that was on the end here and fed it to animals. And we're going to need to get that worked up and get stuff planted in it. And here's some more of those giant sunflowers. And look, there's a little sunflower forming in there. We'll see how they do. We'll see how they do. And look at these little zinnias. Yeah, they're beautiful. I am really enjoying the flowers in my gardens this year. I planted tons of flowers in this garden this year, and they just did not come up except for the zinnias and the bachelor buttons, which the bachelor buttons are just about done. As you can see, those poor little dinky bachelor buttons are just about done. So, I don't know. A friend of mine gave me a bag of marigold seeds yesterday, and I think I will get them going. We did end up with quite a bit of black-eyed Susans from wild in this garden, because I usually grow them outside the fence here in this area, just outside the fence. Usually let them grow right there, and they seed themselves back every year. And I don't know, I like them. I really like black-eyed Susans. But anyway, I've got a lot of work to do. It is time to pull these onions that have gone to seed, get this bed worked up, and this bed worked up, and get our fall planting in, because we need to get going on that. All right, here we are over in the big garden. And as you can see, our popcorn is doing fabulous. It's tasseled out and has silks on it. Once again, Three Sisters has not been very successful. So we're going to step it up next year and change some more ways we've planted. The Cherokee did, and several other of the Plains Indians did. And especially the ones that were the Kansas that were in this area. You know, they planted corn this way, and so it has to have worked. It just isn't working for me. I'm doing something wrong. And so, anyway, we have done the Ruth Stout method again this year, and it has been very successful in helping suppress the weeds. We just have not been able to keep up with it. This garden is so large. We're going to do some more work this year to try to get the grass and stuff under control. I have brandywine tomatoes here. I have some serrano peppers. Serrano peppers are blooming really well. Those are the peppers that Rachel and Rusty from Robertson's Belly Acres brought us. My tomatillos are doing fabulous. You can check those out, guys. All those beautiful globes. And you can see the the yellow blooms all down through there. I do need to get in and get them weeded. And the places that we use the cardboard underneath the straw did really, really well. The squash bugs come in and killed all of our zucchini. And so I've replanted the zucchini. I need to get in here and get it weeded. You can see all these big, tall weeds. I don't know what they're called. They're in the nightshade family, but I don't know what they are. This was a row of beans, and there is just a few bean plants left on this end. You can barely see them down there in the grass. And then pretty much they're all gone. This was beans and peas, And then the squash bugs, after they finished off my squash, came and hit the cucumbers. So the cucumbers are gone. We have no cucumbers left. So we are probably going to come in here and try to replant cucumbers in another row. We'll see. But guys, this is the love of the beauty of the garden. Check out those collards. These are collard greens. They have grown fabulous. We have used them for feed for the animals. We have canned some. We have eaten some. I will grow them again. They are just absolutely beautiful. Here's another row of my beans. These were my tenderette bush beans. And I just could not keep enough water on them. Even though we had done the roost out method, it just wasn't enough to keep them watered and saved. But check out the tomatoes. These are Cherokee purples. There's one underneath there that's starting to blush. I'm going to have to pick. And I can see already that there is a blister beetle on that plant right there. I don't know if you can see him. Let's see if we can get in here on him. Right there. Do you see him right there in the middle? That is a gray blister beetle. I'm going to knock him off there and I'm going to smash him. But I'm going to try not to touch him because he can emit a chemical that'll blister my skin. So we have two types of blister beetles here in Kansas. And that is a striped blister beetle that's kind of brown with stripes on it. And then we have these gray ones. And they are all over this one. They will do some damage to your plants, y'all. They'll strip them off. I found a striped blister beetle too. Let's see if we can get a picture of him. There he goes right there. See him moving along? That's a striped blister beetle. Smash him too. I need to get some diatomaceous earth out here. If it's not going to rain again, that's the thing. If it rains, I have to reapply that diatomaceous earth. But check it out, y'all. We are finally getting some broccoli. They're little bitty tiny florets, but every little bit is a little bit. So this is our brassicas aisle row. This round leaf stuff here is Brussels sprouts. The rough leaf stuff here is broccoli. And remember, I got those mixed up. And so we just planted them. And I do have some cauliflower down here on the end. I got a plant or two of cauliflower. See, it has a much longer leaf. So that's my cauliflower. I just have one, it looks like. I did reseed. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but they have germinated. I don't know if I'm going to have enough time. I did reseed my spaghetti squash because we eat a lot of spaghetti squash. So I did reseed those, hoping, against hope, we have enough time. And it'll just depend on how well they do, how our rains go, and if conditions are just right, if we have a good enough fall. Still have lots of tomato plants going. Our sweet corn is just about done. Gary has harvested a bunch of the sweet corn. The chickens, the girls are like, hey, you going to give me something? Sometimes I pull weeds and give them to them. This is a row of beans and peas. These are my dry beans and dry peas in this row. And it is all weeds. We need to get it. Hannah has started weeding it down at the other end, and you can really tell. But since we got that rain last week, the weeds and grass have just took off. I have some okra left here where I've weeded. Got a few. This is Grandpa Cargill's okra. Last year we had trouble with it germinated. We had a good germination rate this year. We struggled to keep it watered, struggled to keep it alive. This row is a row of one of our rows of watermelons. We had watermelons in this row and cantaloupes. And we are down to 3 watermelon plants. All the cantaloupes are gone, and all we have is the 3 watermelon plants. Over here are our asparagus beans, and they are doing fabulous, y'all. Check out this big old bean here. See if I can get it picked. Oh, I broke it off. There we go. Check him out. He's huge. Looks like a big old snake. I know better than to come out here without a basket because there's tons of tomatoes ready. Look at those cherry tomatoes out there ready to go. I'll have to go get a basket. There's some yellow pear tomatoes in there ready to go. I do have some Cherokee Trail of Tears beans down here. We have attempted to grow them right here. We have attempted to grow Cherokee Trail of Tears beans for several years, and this is the first successful year that we have been able to grow them, and we're pretty excited about that. Oh, I was wrong. We do have one lone cantaloupe plant down there. This is Gary's red flint corn that he grows. It was Indian corn, started out as ornamental Indian corn, which we use for our flint corn to make our cornmeal with, because that's another purpose for it. And Gary started a project to save all of the red kernels and try to breed an all red corn, and he's been pretty successful with it so far. You can really see that one down there close to the pig pen, to the old pig pen. It's really doing well, that hill down there. Right there. That hill down there close to the pig pen is doing really, really well. These guys, not so much. And we did plant Three Sisters with Lady Godiva and Kentucky Wonder Pole Beans, and not much luck. But it has been a dry, dry year. But guys, we have been able to keep our tomatoes alive. And this corner here has my cherry tomatoes and my San Marzano Roma tomatoes in it. And they are doing amazing. Really, really well. Have a row of eggplants here. And then these pepper plants up here are my bell peppers. And most of them, for the majority, are doing really, really well. I need to get in here and finish weeding. I've got just a little bit more to weed there and have this corner done. Here's some okra that I weeded 3 weeks ago, and it's time to weed it again. Check that out. It's crazy. There's the peas that Hannah's been working on. Those are our red cow peas. We really enjoy eating those and growing those. This corner has more tomato plants and more pepper plants. So in here I have my Big Jims and Anaheim peppers in this row. And it looks like I have cherry tomatoes up here in this row. These tomatoes are Amish paste tomatoes, and we'll see how they do. And see, I've been fighting, as you can tell by this poor little naked guy, I have been fighting the tomato hornworms, and they have been attacking my peppers as well. Oh, and I got striped blister beetles after them too. And all down in here you can see a few pepper plants. These are my Craig's Grandes. They are not doing too good, guys. But we still got time. That's the good thing. These tomato plants, I believe they are Dad's Sunset. They're like a yellow or orange tomato, and they have been a really good tomato. So we're waiting on another round of them to set on and fruit. We've picked the first round of fruit and eaten and enjoyed them. I don't know if you can see them here. But still, lots and lots of weeds. The end of this row is Gary's Texas Hill Country okra that he likes. And on our brassicas row, we still have some cabbage heads going. Gary's out there mowing the pasture. I don't think you can see him, and it's gotten kind of dark there. This is the end of that bean and pea row that I showed you. And it's looking pretty sad. Pretty sad. Here we have some patty pan and yellow squash planted here. There's yellow squash and I believe these are patty pans planted right here that are coming up. See them? Then I have some yellow squash and they're starting to come up. And I do have some yellow meated watermelons that are still growing out here in the weeds. Still have those plants way down here in the weeds. I don't know how they're going to do. They're here by the sweet potatoes. But I don't know. Got to get in here and get it weeded. It's looking crazy, isn't it, guys? It's looking like a jungle. And our volunteer Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes. There's a million of them up here. Right here. See all these tomato plants in here? These are volunteer cherry Sweet 100 cherry tomato plants. We just kind of let them go because, I don't know, nothing else is going to live here except for weeds. Looks like Gary's having some trouble with the lawnmower. We don't have a brush hog, so he's mowing the pasture. We pulled the calves off all except for Tatanka a few weeks ago and hauled them out west. And Gary, let me see if I can zoom in on him. There he is. Gary has been mowing a little bit every few days to get the weeds knocked down before they seed. Some of them have seeded, but not many of them. So he's trying to get them knocked down so that they don't seed and we can control the weeds. We had dreamed that we would rotate the goats, but that did not work out. Thank you guys for watching, and I pray you have a blessed day. See you next time.